Thank you so much, Manas, for being here. And the topic of conversation is a very, very big niche, right? It's about gaming. And if you talk to any gamers in the crowd, they will want to know your gaming credentials. So, can we hear a little bit about Manas the gamer?
Yeah, I think if I were to say two of my best childhood memories or recollection, one is obviously cricket. At least, I mean, all of us would be in the same bandwagon. The second is gaming, starting out from console, but then at my engineering, I was into the core of it: 24-hour LAN parties, Counter Strike, forming clans, fighting, going to tournaments, all that jazz. It was not that big, very small. I do feel that if maybe I was born a bit, maybe 8-10 years later, I could have been a gamer as a full-time professional. But yeah, not now. But yeah, I think gaming, if you get into it, it's very immersive. It's something which you can't let go of, and it's a lot of learning that you can also derive from it.
Absolutely, yeah. You actually hit the nail on the head. I think you and I were from the same generation of playing Counter Strike because yesterday we did a Valorant tournament and I tried to play with some of the kids and I realized that your reflexes go down as you grow old. I'm not that old yet. But coming to Lenovo's portfolio, right? Like when it comes to gamers, there's a lot of technicality to it. There's a lot of diversity to the portfolios that brands offer. And Lenovo has two very strong names in the gaming space catering to two different audiences. Like you have the Legion for the pro gamer, for the one who's the enthusiast, and the Lock, which is for the budding gamer. But just before we get into the details of Lenovo's greater marketing plans, can you shed light on these portfolios and which ones for whom?
Yeah, as I was chatting, right, it's like, how can I compare my two kids, right? So it's that tough. But yeah, I think it's about the consumer need in the market. Both the devices, both the sub brands are great at what they do. There's nothing which is subpar that we put out in the market. Uh, it's about segmentation. For entry mid range gamers, it is Lock, which is great value for money, and has some fantastic thermals, TDPs, all the basics which are there. You can do up to 4K gaming on those as well, on some of the upper bracket devices. And yeah, it essentially gets you a lot of power at very value conscious pricing, right? So that's what Lock is all about. Lock is in a way like a sibling of Legion. So you've taken the whole design, thermals, philosophy, and then got it into the Lock from the Legion. Legion is flagship, right? And I'm obviously biased, but probably the best device that you can buy today. And it's out there, right? Some of, for example, let's say Legion 9, which is our top line device, we actually put in liquid cooling inside that, right? So just to show that where can we extend technology in the space of portable gaming. I think that's where Legion is. And of course the Halo brand, you know uh, representing the entire ecosystem of gaming for us. uh, it also entails other products. For example, we have a Legion monitors, the whole keyboard accessories. We have the Legion tablet. So it's the entire ecosystem.
And the chair, the most important thing for a gamer, the chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I know you have a great visual for this, but I'm still going to ask the question first: is how are you tapping these different PC audiences in India? You know, from the casual gamer, the communication has to be very different versus the hardcore who's still more aware. So, can you shed light on how you're tapping the different audiences?
Yeah. I think it's one of the best marketing challenges on how do we segment and reach out to the market. And maybe we can have the first film just to show some of the things that we are doing right now. Do we have the video, or if not, yeah, works great with sound if possible.
Reach your impossible with the AI-powered Legion Pro 7i, Lenovo Legion.
Yeah, so that's the latest rendition of the campaign, and as you see, it's hardcore gaming, right? And that's what we get into the whole inciting part. Uh, we ran a full range of consumer work to get to those characters what we want to show here, to speak in a very relevant language. Hence, we try to straddle the two spheres between esports and gaming. It could be different pieces of content which you put out, the places where these pop up, and the devices that we have mapped to that, right? So I think that's where we're trying to get the entire play done. We want, and Lenovo, the technology company, is always democratizing technology. We're not very niche, we're not very expensive, we are there for everyone, and that's how we straddle the entire field.
I mean, now if you showed that video to my dad, he would be completely confused, right? So you are definitely catering to the audience that knows the language. But Lenovo as a brand has a diverse portfolio, right? I mean, it also has Moto, for example, and smartphone gaming is a pretty big deal in India, right? Compared to, let's say, you have to pay for the games, pay for slightly more expensive machine when you're going into a laptop. It's a more conscious decision, whereas a smartphone is something that's there in literally every household. Multiple games are free. So can you shed light on how Lenovo is working with its ecosystem, especially since you highlighted you're catering to all the category of products, including tablets as well now?
Yeah, I think we have one more video. If you guys can put that on. Yeah. Yeah. So, see, gamers or gaming today in India is very big, right? We surpassed Brazil and US a few years back in the number of gamers. Estimates between 400 to 600 million gamers in India, and we do try to cater to most of them through the entire range that we have. Uh, for our laptop range or for our PC gaming range, the hardcore audience is about 20-25 million in India, which is one. Then we have like the mid segment, which are all of our tablet devices, our Legion Go portable devices, some of the high-end Motorola phones that we have. All those are in the mid kind of a segment. And then of course there's the whole casual gaming sphere, right? So we try to get across the whole cohort, right? While Legion is the flagship kind of for the hardcore gamers. So I think the ecosystem will enable the movement from, let's say, a entry casual gamer from the smartphone and getting into maybe a tablet and into a PC later on, right? So that's how we are looking at it. Other interesting stat is that people don't use one device for gaming, right? It's a very portable thing now as well, and people use typically 2 to 3 devices, maybe between a tablet and a phone, maybe a console or maybe a PC, right? So we want to be present across the board. It's great story from a game portability point of view. You have the same game you love playing on different devices and the cost angle to it. So we try to straddle the entire kind of segments in the market. Yeah.
Yes, you don't want to carry a big heavy gaming laptop. You get a Lenovo Legion Go for it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, now when you progress into gaming, be it on smartphones or on the laptops, it's fairly divided into two segments, right? There is one who is, I'm going to sit alone in my gaming room and I'm just going to play games by myself, and the other one is the entire community driven, which is esports, right? Like we saw in the video also, you had a lot of tournaments, some prizes. You have, like you said, we grew up on Counter-Strike. Today's game is Valorant. So how is Lenovo catering to the esports enthusiast audience? Because there the requirements are very, very specific.
Yeah, and maybe one more video. I love videos, as you guys would know by now. Something which we did recently, and it was specifically to get into the whole esport culture, which is very nascent, but beginning to grow in India. Can we have the last one, please?
In fast-paced shooter games, there are some players who hide and wait. These players are called campers. They don't go to the action. They only shoot when the action comes to them.
That's just like a pathetic fucking way to play, though.
But not all campers camp by choice. Some players are forced to play defensively, cause new games are getting heavier, and their old laptops can't support them.
Every time I move, the game lags and I die. So it's easier to just camp in one corner and shoot from there.
So when Lenovo wanted to promote their new gaming laptop, we teamed up with India's top gamers, with a combined view count of more than 500 million. And while working together, we came across a unique feature in the new Call of Duty game. Before killing the enemy, you can take them hostage, talk to them for 15 seconds,
Hey, camper!
and then kill them. So we did something like that. Took campers hostage, talked to them for 15 seconds.
You need to stop camping and upgrade to a Lenovo. Use this code and fight!
We turn these 15-second moments into the most unique in-game sales pitch. Hostage. Talk.
Hello! You need to get Lenovo Legion Pro 5!
Again. Hostage. Talk.
Camping, huh? तभी छोड़ूंगा जब Lenovo में upgrade करोगे. Let's go!
Hostage. Talk.
Get a better laptop!
Hostage.
Give me 1 second. Upgrade to a Lenovo.
We turned hundreds of camping moments into hundreds of Lenovo ads. And during every stream, promo codes were dropped for the thousands of viewers to claim. For a community of gamers that hate watching even 15-second ads, we made them watch hours of Lenovo ads as content. 15 ads in here, 20 there, and a whole lot of viral moments over every stream.
This is so smart यार. Lenovo ने सबसे dislike players को ही अपना customer बना लिया. Guys, ये है आज तक का सबसे ज़्यादा बड़ा gaming campaign.
Yeah. So again, consumer insight on esports. I think see, I have a very counter view on India. Right. India is a big market on esports when it comes to content viewing. Right. We have a lot of people who want to view esports. They see streams on Twitch here, there, whatever it is. Right. It's a form of entertainment. It's great. The problem is we don't have esport players who are there on the global stage. There's not a single Valorant player who is competing today in any of the Valorant circuits. We don't have big tournaments in India, which are hosted in India, even though there's such a big crowd. We don't have franchisee teams who are based out of India who are playing at a global level. A lot of it is obviously parents not allowing kids to get into gaming. It's also access. It's not the easiest to get into a team or a hardware or a platform, right? So I think the long way for esports for gamers in India, while as a content platform, it's fairly big. So I think that's how I would put esports. I think very early, there's a lot of opportunity out there to support young gamers. And yeah, let's see.
Just to put things into perspective, I think it's a little more than $200 million market as of the end of 24. So I think you answered the next question about how are you planning to tap the market with that one. In the interest of time, I'm just going to ask you about a technology which I really enjoyed. I don't think it's very popular anymore, is VR, because I still think VR is a lot of fun. It's immersive. The Meta Quest is a great headset. Sony is still doing it on the console side with PlayStation VR. So how do you view VR as, a platform for entertainment?
Yeah, I think VR is the next step, right, on gaming or, in general, how we look at the entire reality today. See, my current perspective is if you look at VR, the quality of headset, the ecosystem on software to enable those headsets, and then the cost of doing it is very prohibitive, right? So very big barriers for people to adopt VR right now. At Lenovo, what we are doing on the consumer side, it is trying to get these devices like the Legion Go glasses. It's like a mixed VR kind of a thing. It's not expensive. You can get it, use it with your smartphone or with your PC. Because we still feel the market is to be developed and then we get into it. We are doing a lot of interesting work on VR on the commercial side. So a lot of VR is being used in manufacturing, for example, in customer support, in some of these enterprise use cases. I think VR will take some time to expand and become what it's supposed to be. But yeah, that's a short answer on VR. It's absolutely amazing if you have the right headset, the right technology, the right game was built for VR. But yeah, the access and democratizing is where the challenge lies.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, because when VR first started, you needed a dedicated room with sensors put on different walls just to track your head and hand movement. And today it's evolved into, what, for example, like what Meta Quest is. It's just you put on the headset and it's inside out tracking, right? So technology has come a long way over the past decade. And speaking of how technology has evolved, my last question is not about fact but about fiction. So if you, maybe not as Lenovo, but just as you, as Manas, if you had to think of a product from a movie, science fiction, a book, wherever, that you wish was a reality, what would it be?
Yeah, so Sameer, I think one book which I think Meta gives to everybody who joins, or Oculus used to give everybody who joins, was Ready Player One. There's another book called Ready Player Two. Yeah, so I think Ready Player One is where I think we can reach there. Unless AI kills all of us before that. So yeah, but I think that's where we are headed, and it's a very possible reality which may happen even within our lifetimes. So yeah, let's see to that.
Yeah. For anyone that isn't familiar with it, it's been made into a fantastic film, Ready Player One, which shows you exactly what a gamer would love to have. And on that note, I think we're up on time as well. So thank you so much, Manas, for joining me on this chat today. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, lovely being here. Thank you, everyone. And thanks, Sameer, for an interesting conversation.